I'm just glad they didn't forget about us. I was starting to think they might forget about us and not put us in at all. We have a chance now to go to Indianapolis and play Dayton. I've admired their program for years. I'm familiar with their arena from last year. Their fans were very hospitable while we were there. When we started the Baton Death March to Providence, and I think we played, Tuesday, Thursday, late night, and then first game on Saturday against Miami. But I'm just glad we're in. Should be a great game. They've got to try to get rid of as many non-Power 5 teams as possible. They pit us against Dayton, and they had VCU against St. Mary's. Is that correct? If I'm not mistaken. But again, I'm just glad we're in.
What's this week off been like for you guys? Have you guys been working on watching a lot of basketball, possibly?
Well, we've watched highlights or clips of our games against Bradley, Missouri State, and Illinois State in the tournament. What they do on their free time, how much basketball they watch, is up to them. I've been watching quite a bit. I've enjoyed my week off. I've had some beautiful meals in town, spent time with my family. We've had 2 or 3 days off, try to heal our bodies and clear our minds, and now we know an opponent. So tomorrow's practice will be probably have a little more pop to it, but we've practiced hard. We've practiced the days we've gone. We haven't gone long, but we've, it's been a typical practice for us.
Yeah, how's the health, freshness, everything? Everybody in reasonably good shape?
Paul, I think so. We had some major collisions in practice today. Daryl went down, Rano went down, Shaq went down, but there was nothing I don't think is serious, but that's the danger you have to deal with when you practice the way we do. Connor was out today with a migraine headache. Shaq missed a day with a sickness, and Eric Hamilton missed a day with a sickness. So you're dealing with that this time of year. I'm assuming from a sickness standpoint, everybody will be pretty healthy by middle of the week.
When you look at it, I don't think Illinois State got in, right? So
No, but you're wearing their colors.
I feel bad for them. So when you look at it, do you feel like maybe the game last Sunday, if you lost that, you might not be talking about you guys in?
Who knows? Who knows? You're number 8 in the Ken Palm, 10 seed, and number 20 in the country. And I think there's 4 regions. Is that correct? Somehow 20 divided by 4 doesn't equal 10, but that's okay. I mean, that's been the way it's been for a long time. I don't know what we would do if we were a really good seed most of the time. We had the 1 seed, but we got Kentucky as an 8, which was probably another mistake, let's say. But we're in, and now we just have to go win. No matter who you play at this point, they're going to be champions. They're going to be really good. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on trying to stop Scoochie and the Dayton Flyers.
Yeah, Wichita State's been good against higher seeded teams, better seeded teams. Why do you think that is? Anything in particular? Why do you think you've had that kind of success? Going back to 13?
Because we're really good. What do you think?
That would be the big explanation. Yeah, I don't know if you have things in your defensively.
I don't know about. I don't know if I have. I'm not that smart. I don't know how. I don't have any reason other than our guys play really hard and they play together and they play defense and they play both ends and they're coachable and they care. Well, we will at least make it to the round of 48. If you play Friday, you at least are down to the last 48 teams. Before you tip it up, there's only 48 teams left, so that's the benefit for Friday. and my daughter gets to go to another day of school before we take another trip. She's missed quite a bit of school following the Shockers.
What's tonight like for you and the assistant coaches? Will you be up late doing Dayton stuff, or how the weekend?
We'll start breaking down Dayton. It's probably being loaded on our computers as we speak. I'll let the assistant coaches decide how they're going to break down the scouting responsibilities. Coach Jans and I will both have Dayton along with one of the full-time assistant coaches, and I don't know who will have Kentucky, and who does Kentucky play?
Northern Kentucky.
Northern Kentucky. John Bramlett. I coached him as a senior at Marshall University. Really glad that we're in the same regional. He was a Rhodes Scholar candidate from Marshall University. Then he got connected with Anthony Grant at VCU, and then he went to Alabama. And I've known John and his parents since 1997, 98. No, 96, 97 was his senior year. We lost on a tip-in at the buzzer to UT Chattanooga in the Southern Conference Finals in overtime, but he was an all-conference player and an all-tournament player, and now he's a very successful second-year head coach.
When you look at the path in general, and I know Tennessee maybe not preferable, but you look at the southern region and heading out to Indianapolis first, and you know you're going to see a ton of good teams anyways. Is there, what do you think about when you kind of see the path?
Well, I look at Dayton first. I don't. That's my focus, and because so many crazy things happen to a bracket. I remember the year that we were a 1 seed. We had Kentucky, and then I think we had Louisville, Michigan, and Duke on our side just to get to the Final Four. Now you've got North Carolina, Kentucky, and UCLA. I think they said there was 24 combined national championships or something between those three. If we win it this year, that would be 25. So we've got to go through them. So be it. You're gonna play great teams. I mean, there's no way around it. That's why it's a great tournament. But my focus is on Dayton, and then the staff will be dealing with Kentucky or Northern Kentucky, and we'll go from there.
You've had some slow starts in the NBC tournament. How do you guys avoid that going into this tournament?
Well, we had a great start against Illinois State the last time we played. I think we were 9-0 or 11-0. Sometimes just shots don't fall. Sometimes the other team comes out and is real excited. College basketball is a game of runs. It's a 40-minute game. You can't get too high or too low. You just got to keep grinding every possession. And but thank goodness they didn't, decide to call the game with 16 minutes left in the first half against Missouri State or Bradley. It wouldn't have been good.
Did you happen to watch it at Dayton last year in Orlando when they were there?
I watched, we were on a road trip somewhere late in the season, may have been Southern Illinois, and I think I was in the Holiday Inn Express, and I watched Dayton at Davidson. Davidson had the game. Dayton made a wonderful run to force overtime and eventually blew them out in overtime. And then I don't know who beat Dayton in the A10 tournament, but it was early. So I've seen them a little bit. They've got a forward who I really liked that drove it really strong to the basket. I don't know his name, but I'm familiar with Scoochie, the point guard. And Archie Miller's been one of the top young coaches in our business for a long time. But he's built that program. He's been loyal to that program, and they've continued to be really, really good.